day here in London, and I'm going to move the boat, and we're going to go and get a pump out. So let's do this. For the first time in a long time, the front door is open and the back door is open. Let's have a look, shall we? Now, if you see there's the bedroom nicely made up, and the very back door is right out to the engine. Step out into the light. And here we are at the back of the boat. So let's have a look at the engine. And there is in the darkness. And there it is, a Eberspacher 3-cylinder engine. That's some diesel, because I was doing a bit of work with the fuel filter, which was there and it was leaking, so at some point I had to take all of that out. And yeah, that's my heating system. Right, let's go and check everything and get it started up. Okay, let's check the dipstick. I made a mistake once. I had an old Golf and the top bit broke off, and I used to measure from there as opposed to the top of the rubber, and with an old Golf engine I ran on half oil because I was measuring it incorrectly. Let's have a look and see where we are. Look at that, lovely clean. A few months back I reconditioned this, the alternator for the leisure batteries, and that, the alternator for the engine. When I was rewiring them, I had to try and understand what all of this mess was, and it took me months to work it out. I do need to cover that up, but all of these wires are connected to various parts of the engine, and I had to work out what was what, and eventually I managed to do so. I also have a brand new battery management system and the solar panels as well. So as you can see, it's 13.81, and that's because it's sitting on float at the moment because the batteries are fully charged. As you can see, nice sunny day. Here are my batteries. These are 4 lead acid batteries, 110 amp each, and that's the starter battery, which is new. The lead acid batteries that are there 6 years. 1st of July they will be there 6 years. 1st of July 2014 when they went in. They still work absolutely fine. The solar panels and the charging system basically keep them topped up all the time, and I mean, this year, over the winter, I didn't even turn the engine on to generate electricity for the leisure batteries. But, yeah, I just conserved my energy use by turning off the fridge and just not using as much electricity as I needed to. This is the basic MPPT controller you can get from Victron, and as again, with the batteries, I've had it for 6 years and never a problem. And as you can see, you've got the green light telling you that it's working, and the yellow light, solid, not flashing, meaning that the batteries are on float. And by the way, the batteries have been on float since 10 o'clock this morning, so fully charged. Ready to go. Let's stick the key in the ignition and turn this engine over. Let's have a look at the exhaust. There's the exhaust. So those of you who've been looking at the Growlinda will know that that's a big difference. So as you can see, there's a huge big beard coming off the back of the boat, and the main reason for that is because it's been sitting here for weeks and weeks and weeks. Look at that.
what I'm doing is I'm zigzagging out, but I'm also checking to see if any of this weed is going to get wrapped around my prop. You can hear the engine tone change. This is definitely weed behind it. The key to reversing is take it nice and gently and always look forward, see what the boat's doing and then correct as you go along. I'm a little obsessed with flowers. So we're at the pump out and here it is. So this machine is what does it. So let's have a look, see if it's working. Oh, there it is. This bucket of water will be thrown in there when the time comes to rinse it out. So let's see if the pump out works and let's get hooked on to get this. Looks like it's ready to insert the card. We need to put the end of the hose, that, into here. Let's do it. Don't drop it into the canal. Now we don't want to drop it into the canal, so we'll put it there and there. And now we're ready to go. Okay, let's pop it on, down, turn it on, grab the card, put it in, let's see. Bingo. And there it goes. That's the bathroom. There it is coming all out. Put that side. And there it is. Come back in. And what we do is we wait until that stops pumping. And when that stops pumping, it's empty. And then we're going to put that in there. Now it's starting to suck up air, so it's getting near the end. Okay, time to put the water in. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, gonna have to put you there for a sec. So, and down here. Go and get another one. So two have gone in now. And it's all coming out. Shall we put another one in? Let's have a look. Yes, looking clean and empty down there. So nearly coming to the end. So that's it. I'm satisfied. That's as good as it's going to get. So let's clean this thing off. Stick it in the canal, suck up the water. And what we're doing here is I'm just sucking water up through it. And as you can see, clean water going through. And what does that do? Cleans out the pipe so that the next person using doesn't have a load of rubbish coming out of it. So it's nice clean water going all the way through the hose and into the machine, giving it a good clean. Stops smells, but more importantly, the next user will appreciate it. Put the cap back on and just hand tighten it. Obviously, remember to wash your hands afterwards. Now, before we set off, all of that green stuff that was at the back of the boat may be around the prop. I could hear the engine struggling a little bit. So we're going to open up the weed hatch and have a look inside. So there's the weed hatch, and we just got to turn it, and that's where a hammer comes in. And I don't know what I've done with my hammer. Anyway, going to beat this, and I'll show you it opened in a minute. I love it when it's the summer. The water's clear. Oh yeah. The water's clear and it's warm. Well, it's just not freezing. Now, as you can see, that is the weed, and I'm pulling it off the shaft. It's not very strong, so it's not going to put the engine under severe pressure. I'm able to just pull it apart with my hand. However, most of the time what you're actually pulling apart and pulling out are plastic bags. Ugh, there we go. Anyway, admittedly, that was only a 5-minute cruise, and we will have to do another 5 minutes and get more weed stuck on it. There it is. There's the prop clear. All looking good.